Hello and welcome! It is Gauntlet of Greatness Championship match time. You see before you the Necropotence deck, the Skull, knocked off the Academy deck in the quarterfinals. Just strips and hymns and all the disruption that this deck is famous for. You know, there was a Dark Ritual Hypnotic Spectre game in there. There was an untapped disc. How does Academy win through untapped disc, right? Untapped Strip Mine. 4 Strip Mines in this deck. Just disruption, card drawing. This is Necro Summer. I mean, this final has essentially come down, I think, very poetically to Necro Summer versus Combo Winter. And these are kind of the peaks of early Standard. The Necro deck just dominated for, a year or so, and it was around in different formats and different versions for quite a while. So that's Necro Summer. The Combo Winter entrant is the Memory Jar deck. Kind of the end of Combo Winter. It was more like, March. For 3 weeks, this deck was legal. Wizards had just announced a banned and restricted announcement that kind of cleaned up all of the combo mistakes that were in Urza's Saga, but they let this little beauty slip through in Urza's Legacy. Draw 7 cards. Oh, Tinker was there in Urza's Legacy to just spend 3 mana to go get a jar. So effectively, think of this Tinker as 2U, activate a Memory Jar whenever you feel like it. Mana Vaults, Mox Diamonds, Petals, Ancient Tombs, you can get there super quick. So, yeah, I was kind of expecting Academy to be in the finals, but Necro versus Jar totally works for me. I mean, with apologies to Jace the Mind Sculptor and Academy, I guess. I like it. Jar versus Necro. Let us see what happens. Now, we're going to play 3 out of 5. So, we'll play 2 of the games without sideboards, and then we'll play up to 3 of the games with sideboards. Which basically just means we'll play a match of Magic Online, and then we'll start a second match of Magic Online. And quit when somebody's got 3 wins. Alright, I'm going to play the Jar side. Shadow is queued up to play the Necro side. Let's do it. I think this Necro deck... I gotta figure Jar is a favorite. I gotta think Jar is a favorite here. Oh, especially winning the die roll. But funny, it's a turn 1 Necro. Hilarious. We got a turn 1 Necro, the Necro deck, right? That's awesome. Yeah, I'm keeping that. Just want the swamp, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have Mox Diamond for colored mana. How do you like them apples, Necro Summer? Good grief, how many cards do I set aside? At least 7, probably 8. I guess I want to make sure that I can dump my hand, go off, and still have the ability to Necro up a second awesome hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 has me discarding City of Brass. Yeah, I'll get an 8th card. That'll do. What do we get? Wow. Oh, Tinker. I was like, no card drawing? Seriously? All right. Question. Let's see. Definitely discarding City of Brass. And then it's just... I discard 2 more? Do I want the Swamp or the City of Traders? I've got infinite black mana. So I want the City of Traders, right? Wow, am I going to discard a Dark Ritual? I mean, this hand is just lethal. If I go Rit, Megrim, Megrim, Tinker Jar, Crack Jar, that wins the game. I guess... What am I worried about? I'm worried about, like, Strip Mine, and I'm worried about Ritual Hymn to Torok. So that makes me want to keep both Megrims. I definitely have to keep the Petal. I don't need all 3 rituals, do I? If I go City of Traders, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. That's Megrim, Tinker. Nothing left over. I want to play 2 Megrams, though, so I can actually win the game. Yeah, I actually think I discard Dark Ritual number 3. It's mildly annoying that those get exiled. I won't be around for Yawgmoth's Will, but what are you going to do? What can you do to me on the first turn? Yeah, Strip Mine is mildly annoying. Serhan Orb is funny. Ritual Hypnotic Spectre? Ritual Consult for him to Turok is what he should consult for. Could be annoying. Possible I should have kept a Swamp? Oh, wow. Oh, he consulted for a disc. Oh, consulted for a ritual so that he could disc. So he's basically telling me to win now. Reasonable. I can do that. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's 9 mana. Yeah, my hand just kills him. Didn't even need help from the jar. I mean, none of this matters, but... I can't stop playing cards. Goldfishing is too much fun. There's nothing, right, he gets to 22. He can't pitch cards. He could, like, Contagion. There's no targets for Contagion. Yeah, he's just dead. Seriously, can't I just F7 these? No, it's not going to let me do the Necro ones. There we go. Kind of a crazy combo. Definitely one of the most inelegant combos. I don't know. It always rubs me. Megram as the victory condition has always struck me as bizarre. Now, what happens after sideboarding? It's just like, I don't know. The fact that Megram makes you discard 14 cards, or that Jar makes you discard the cards triggering the Megram, has always struck me as hilarious. Magic is made out of open-ended combo cards, right? Right. So what am I doing? I don't need Defense Grid. Duress is mildly tempting. Pyro does nothing. Disenchant does nothing. What does he have for me? He might have, like, Ice Quakes for me. He doesn't have much. I mean, his sideboard is... I mean, doesn't interact with my deck all that much. Are there any cards in my deck I want to take out? There really aren't, right? And the Necros are actively good because I'm just going to need raw cards. He's attacking my lands, attacking my hand. Wasteland wouldn't be insane just to have extra land count, but like none of my cards are bad. I think I just run it. Like I don't want to get into the trying to duress him mode. There's nothing he does that I actively like need to strip from his hand. I just need to have my own resources. Okay. Who needs to sideboard? Let's run it. Two jars. 1, 2, I do have 5 mana. So I can play a jar on the second turn with this hand. Man. I mean, I guess I have to keep it. It's got, like, all the combo bits are here. What would be better? It would be better if I had a first turn kill hand. It would be better if I had a Necropotence. But Yeah, I can play Jar on the second turn, or I can play Megrum. He's gonna play like Hypnotic Spectre or something. Right. Annoying. Oh. Now I can play Jar on the first turn. Right? Petal, Writ, City, Jar. And then turn 2, I can go Swamp or City of Brass into Megrum if he doesn't knock it out of my hand. It's got to be the right play. Now, I don't think it makes sense to activate this Jar. It's not like he can blow it up. He has no artifact destruction. So I should wait. I mean, with no mana floating, it is possible to keep going with a Memory Jar hand, but it's hard. You're basically reliant on hitting Petals or Mox Diamonds. Don't hit the Megrum? Oh, hit the Jar. That's kind of best case scenario for us. Ooh, even better. Wow, are we going to turn 2 him again? I think we are. All right, I want colorless from that. I'll play a Mana Vault. And I'll play Swamp. I lose the City. But I get to play this Megrum. I have 2 colorless floating. I wish I had a black mana or a land drop. But we either need... But, yeah, I'm totally doing this. Let's see if we can turn to him. What's this hand do? Okay, so I can Mox Diamond for mana. So I have either black and 2 or blue and 2. If we call it black and 2, like I can cast Intuition, but then I wouldn't be able to do anything. I mean, I could get those cards into the graveyard, but my initial hand doesn't have a Yawgmoth's Will. So if I go Yawgmoth's Will, I can go Petal, Ritual, nothing. Oh, Petal, Ritual, Necro. And then I stack it so that I get some Necro cards into my original hand. That should work. I mean, it's not a kill. We're going to deal 14 here. There's no way to draw more cards. There's no way to get a Megrum into play. If I Yawgmoth's Will, I'm tapped out. I've played my land for the turn, so all I can do is Petal, Ritual. I can't resolve an Intuition. But I can deal 14 and put Necro into play. It doesn't seem like a bad turn 2. Yawgmoth's Will. Petal comes back. Ritual comes back. Yeah, 2 more mana. If I had a land drop for the turn, or 2 more mana, then I could just cast the Jar and kill him. But we'll settle for this. All right, my initial hand has like a City of Brass. Let's get 7 cards, right? It's just a question of how many I over Necro for. He's going to hit me down to 16. Really want to win on the next turn. Maybe I'll get 8. Maybe 7's enough. And there's something to be said for being able to spend a turn building up mana. The 8th card. It's fine. Now the trick is to stack the Jar hand first. No, stack all the Necros first, and then put the Jar on top of them so the Jar resolves first. Check. Gotta make sure these Necro cards get into my new hand and not my Jar hand. So he takes 14 from the Mega Room, from the 1 jar, and then I get 8 new cards. Cool. I have the ability to cast at least 1 Tinker. Might only be 1 Tinker. Don't need multiple cities or brass. I guess I'll keep. Yeah, discard land. Great. We knew Necro was winning this match one way or the other, right? Now then, this hand should be pretty resilient to Hypnotic Spectre. I mean, if he has a Hippie and a Him, that might start to sting a little. But like, I have 2 artifact mana, 3 lands, and 2 Tinkers. It's about as good as I could have versus a Hypnotic Spectre. Lost the Petal. Which mana do I have? I actually only have 4 mana next turn, so I only get to Tinker once. I guess that Petal was going to make 5. Yeah, I would have needed a 2 mana land to cast both Tinkers. It's fine. 1 Tinker should be good enough. And I don't know. Yeah, I Tinker him into a Jar hand. He's not going to be able to dump cards. We should have it. Can't think of... Sure. Do what you can do. 7 is not going to be good enough. Hilariously, by the way the Mana Vault timing works, I don't take damage because Necro makes me skip my draw phase, so... No damage from Mana Vault. Hilarious. Tinker Mana Vault into Memory Jar. Crack the Memory Jar. And he's dead. Cool. 2-0 lead for the Jar deck. All right, we're playing best 3 out of 5 though. It's not over yet. I will challenge him to game number 3. This one will be played without sideboards. Not that that actually matters for me. I sideboarded 0 cards. Pretty much a blowout so far, but my draws have been pretty good. I mean, I kept an only okay draw in that second hand and then top deck Dark Ritual in the first turn. It's usually good to top deck Dark Ritual. Oh, he should get to play first because, of course, he lost the last game. I mean, sometimes you have a bunch of mana and you're looking for something to sink it into. This hand's fine, right? Yeah, hilariously, I need both blue and black, so I'm not playing a land. But I can Ritual, Tinker. I can probably first turn him. Interesting. Can we get the first turn kill for the... That would be fitting. Oh my god, this has to be a first turn kill. Alright, I'm sure... Let's see. I play the Petal... I have to play the Mox Diamond. I have to discard this Ancient Tomb, which should be fine. Alright. I mean, the worst thing I'm doing is... tinkering. Alright. Dark Ritual, Mana Vault. Tap that. Petal Sacks for blue. Tinker. Which one do I want to sack? So I'm going to Yawgmoth's Will after this, right? Oh, but I don't have a land to discard to the Mox Diamond. Yeah. So I want the Mana Vault in the graveyard because I can get future blue mana from the Petal and I have infinite black. Check. So here's Memory Jar. Now we're going to cast Yawgmoth's Will. Wait, do I have any... Yeah, I need to cast Yawgmoth's Will now. Before I crack the jar. Well, I can. So now I can what? I can Ritual, Petal, Vault, Tinker. And I may as well Tinker now so that I don't accidentally draw all my jars and turn my Tinker off. Also gives me Ancient Tomb available as a land drop. Um, this seems fair, right? This is just how Magic is supposed to be played. I put 2 memory jars into play, and I have 3, 4, 5. I have 8 mana floating. Let's see if we can win from here. 8 mana floating and 2 draw 7s. Still need a Megrum. Oh, I can just intuition for it? This deck is kind of insane. So, yeah, we just... Blue mana. Intuition. You can choose. Which card would you like me to have? Is it the Megrum? Or the Megrum? Or the Megrum? Yeah, I mean, that's game. Activate the second jar. Right? And I can't actually have the blue mana for that Tinker, but I can activate the second jar. Fitting, right? Turn 1 kill for the win.
I had a him. Scoop. Yeah, no, that, what can you do? Where's my concede game? There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I thought I had the tech play in turn 1 last time. First game. Yeah, right. I demonic consulted for another Dark Rit so I could have a disc.
Yeah, if I'm not going to win there, you're going to be able to reset me back down to just my land. I mean, it made sense. You're basically saying, all right, use it or lose it. Win now. Somehow, though, having Necro for 8, I was able to.
Well, yeah, my other option was to, go find a him to Turok, and I'm like, that might delay you, but then I still have no answers, and I have to then go out and get a discount, and that's going to be way too late. So, yep.
That was a thorough demolishing. That was
thorough.
3-0. Those games were not close. That was a turn 2 win, a turn 2 win, and a turn 1 win. I think we found our winner. That's what I'm saying.
I think we did. I absolutely think we did.
Yeah. Memory Jar deck, the winner of the Gauntlet of Greatness. Congratulations to the Jar deck. It was just absurd the whole time through. Now, Counterpost knocked it off. Counterpost got a bunch of Force of Wills. The Jar deck basically had to say, well, if you have another Force of Will, I guess you got me. And that's kind of the Counterpost deck did have. So the one
Necro had a loss too, though. Necro lost to Delver.
Yeah, the Necro deck had a loss as well. The Academy deck lost to the Necro deck. So nobody survived this gauntlet completely unscathed. But Jar deck seems like a totally worthy winner.
I would agree.
Only deck that ever forced an emergency ban. There you go. Gauntlet of Greatness. That was fun.
It was good fun.
I think today may have been more fun for me than for you.
I got to play a couple of land. I dark ritualed a couple of times. There was a turn 1 hit me Spectre. That's really as good as I'm going to get. So
yeah, my turn 1 kill slightly better than turn 1 ritual 2/2 flyer.
Oh, true story.
Turn 1 kill for the win. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good way to go out.
So, guys out there, I hope you've enjoyed the Gauntlet. We are going to be back next week. Next week, we'll do a little bit of a retrospective on the season and play a third place game. How do you feel about playing out Delver versus Mythic?
I'm looking forward to Delver crushing that.
You think it's Delver?
No, but that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm going to take Delver and try to drive it home. I'd like to get third place.
I'll see if Jace can finish third. Jace the Mind Filter.
He's better than most of the cards in my deck. It's true.
But yeah, your cards are pretty cheap. The Delver deck has been doing great. I mean, those decks make sense to me as third and fourth, but I want to know the order. We got one match left.
All right, I agree.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. See you guys next time